You would think that the follow-up to the Lego Movie, a film which had no right to be as good as it was, would be pretty fun. You would think that taking one of the most hilarious characters from that film and giving him his own spin-off would be pretty fun. And you'd be forgiven for thinking that a movie that satires the oversaturated comic book culture of right now would be pretty fun. Lego Batman is not pretty fun. It's fucking incredible. Wow, we are in February and I've already had 2 clear top movies for me in as many months. Now the only problem with that is I can't shit on this film. It's too good. And now my review's harder to do because it's so much easier and more entertaining when you can just rattle off insults. I had the same problem with La La Land. Obviously it's great when movies are pulled off so well, but it makes my job harder. So for that reason, in order to keep things engaging, I am once more shamelessly gimmicking this review with some external help.
Lego, 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 Batman! Hello again, folks! Joker here once more. I've been hearing a lot of buzz surrounding this so-called Lego Batman film. Seems they'll make anything these days. What's next? A movie adaptation of Battleship? Oh, they already did that? Did I have anything to do with it? I mean, it feels like something so sinister could only come from a mind as malicious as mine. Seems positively evil. No? Well, hats off to the monster that created that thing. Jolly good show, sir. Moving on, let's talk about this Lego thing. Apparently my thespian features appear in this here motion picture to hold a captive audience yet again. So I say, who better to comment on a movie that supposedly captures my essence than yours truly? And on that note, let's get this show on the road. Why, that was brilliant! I'm outraged! Why did it take condensing me down into a child's plaything to finally get my character right? I haven't been represented this well since my old pal Nolan had me blow up some boats. Ooh, what fun that was. But that was 2008. It's been nearly 10 years, and what have we had grace the cinema since then?
Really, really bad.
Don't get me started. No one has ever really understood me, you know. I'm always shown to be a simple madman, a loony-loosey, a battle-ready buffoon. But I like to think I've always been a little more complicated than that. Dinny and Tim, now those guys got me. They were men who understood. I was never some anachronistic anarchist or a crooked criminal. It wasn't about the money or the chaos that motivated me, though I do admit those were pretty fun. It was the Batman. And you know, if he just gave me the time of day, you would all see that I'm capable of being such a kind soul. Really, he's the villain. I only lash out after all because he never gives me the attention. Now we finally have a film that shows the world the way it is, and it's a goddamn Lego movie. Not to knock the excellence of the talent behind such an exceptional picture. The people who built this toy tie-in are clearly all geniuses whose intelligence can be matched only by my own. I just don't think it should have taken the children's section at Target to be my first perfect representation. Now there are titles in which my theatrical goodness has featured that have been more important. I mean, sure, this is maybe not as good a movie as, say, The Dark Knight. That was one of my finer performances after all. And my adventures in 1989 with that Burton fellow shaped blockbuster cinema forever. However, my dear Philistines, that said, I would personally say that this is a better Bat-Brain flick than either of those. Not a better movie necessarily, but it sure has me and that brooding vigilante all figured out. It understands our motivations. It gets what makes us tick. It sees past my vaudeville charisma for all the showmanship it is, and sees through to my vulnerable center. The writers have a better understanding of my psychology than Dr. Quinzel ever did. Look at how they handle Batman! We finally see him for the ego-driven sociopath he is! A passive audience might just think the arrogance is to make him the funny fellow in this flick, but truly, deep down, the writers know he's a cruel and unkind monster. They understand that's all he's ever been for the silver screen outings. Well, that in a visual barrage of armored nipples for some reason. In fact, there's an incredibly compelling moment where that jolly British butler Alfred is worried about old Batboy and his family mourning. Honestly, change the record, will you, Bats? And he points out that he's seen him go through all these phases before, name-dropping all his previous adventures, and it only occurred to me at that point that, wow, the Bat's never really grown up all that much, has he? Maybe I should recommend a good psychiatrist, preferably one I haven't already killed or made fall in love with me. The point is, this is the first movie, I think, where Bat-Brat actually has some kind of resolution. Well done, my good man! It only took you nearly 80 years! You know, I shouldn't really mock. His parents are dead, you know. I even killed them at one point, apparently. Don't remember doing that. I'm as surprised as you are. I could have sworn it was Joe Chill. But here I am, holding the gun. Must have been one of those alternative facts I keep hearing about. Oh, but honestly, we've had some good times, me and the Bat, and this film is just another brilliant memory. Hell, even when you take out him and me from the equation, though why you do that, I don't know, I am fantastic, it's still a fun night at the cinema. It's got it all, ladies and germs. Action, drama, romance, musical numbers, and it pulls them all off as perfectly as I can pull off a bank heist and leave no loose ends. Everything about it works. And here's the part that will piss you all off. It's funnier than Deadpool. Ooh, what's that? I can already hear the keyboards chattering. Seems I've upset the nerds again. Go back to your mother's basement, you acne-ridden scoundrels. It's true. In fact, it dissects the overplayed Hollywood comic book format far better than any film before it. Honestly, it feels like the payoff to decades of build-up. The Batman in this movie is every Batman. He's the terrible, self-parodying broody man. He's the Adam West silliness. He's the complex character of the picture books. This is a Batman and Robin crafted from the years of cultural zeitgeist, and that is a wonderful thing to see. Especially when they occupy a film that features a clown prince so much. So go see it, my good fellows. It's fun for everyone. The adults will have a great time, the children will have a great time, and the man-children will have an especially great time. Be sure to collect all the toys, boys. That sweaty room at your parents' house won't decorate itself. And there's space on the shelf next to the naked anime girl, I'm sure.
Well, thanks again for that, Joker. This gimmick will help distract from the fact I'm not great at writing positive reviews.
You're a shameless hack, and your father will never love you.
Yeah, I know. Well, normally I close on the final line, but once again I feel with this episode some thanks are in order. First of all, thanks again to David Foster for supplying his excellent Joker voice, a fantastic actor who I'm hoping will appear again on the channel when I launch a new series soon. If you wish to hear more of his work right now, he also features in my review for The Killing Joke, which can be seen here. Also, big thanks again to Poppy Crafts, who supplied the illustrations on very short notice. If you'd like to see more of her work, there's links to her pages in the description. Other than that, I guess that's it. If you'd like to like, comment and subscribe and all that jazz, yeah, do that. I don't know what else do people do. Click the bell thingy so you get my videos. Aye, just any of that stuff would be cool. I'm bad at the plugging myself part. That's why I don't normally do these. So, yeah. Bye.